Hi, in this packet tracer activity, we will configure switch security. As you can see on the screen, we have 3 switches and we will enhance security on 2 access switches. And then we will implement a range of security measures that will cover in this topology. According to the requirement, we have 5 requirements. Firstly, we will create a secure chunk between the 2 access switches, and then we will secure unused switch ports. Then we will implement port security and enable DHCP snooping. And lastly, we will configure rapid PVST port fast and BPDU guard. Now we are on step 1. Create a secure chunk. I will connect gigabit 0/2 on switch 1 to the gigabit Ethernet 0/2 on switch 2, and then we will configure the 2 ports as a static chunk on both switches. So on this requirement, they require us to configure port gigabit 0/1, this one, and gigabit 0/2, this one, on the switch 1, and do the same on switch 2 as static chunks. So on switch 1, switch port mode chunk. On the switch 2, we do the same. Next, we will disable DTP negotiation on both sides of the link. Switch port none, negotiate. On this switch 2, we do the same. Next, we will create a VLAN 100 and give it the name native on both switches. We do the same on switch 2. And then we will configure all chunk ports on both switches to use VLAN 100 as the native VLAN. Interface range, switch port chunk, native VLAN 100. We can see the setlog, the native VLAN mismatch discover on the gigabit 0/2, gigabit 0/2 with switch 2, gigabit 0/1. So the native VLAN on switch 1 is now 100, but on switch 2 it's 1. So on switch 2 we should create, or we should use VLAN 100 as a native VLAN. So you do the same on switch 2. So after using VLAN 100 as a native VLAN, we get the setlog message. The the spanning tree unblock consist port and unblocking the gigabit 0/2 on VLAN 100 and the port consistency restore. On step 2, we will secure unused switch ports. Firstly, we will shut down all unused switch ports on switch 1. You see, the ports are now using FA 0/1, 2, 10, 24, and 2 gigabit Ethernet ports. So the remaining ports should be shut down. And then we will create a VLAN 999 and set a name for it. It's black hole. And then we will move all unused switch port to the black hole VLAN. So this step is easy. So do it yourself. Next, we will implement port security. Firstly, we will activate port security on all the active access ports on switch 1. We have 4 access port 1, 2, 10, and 24 on switch 1. So we will active the port security feature interface range switch port security. Sorry, switch port security. To verify it, we show run so the two FAT Ethernet port are enable the port security feature and port number 10 and 24 port security. Next, we will configure the active ports to allow maximum of 10 MAC addresses to be learned on the ports. So the command is switch port security the maximum is 4. Next, for port 0/1, we should statically configure the MAC address of the PC, this PC, using port security. So firstly, we will get the MAC address of this PC. I will go to the desktop. So how to get the MAC address? Okay, maybe we have to option reference and we click on, we uncheck the hide on devices config tab, uncheck the hide services tab. Okay, and then we will see the config tab on PC1 and this is the fast Ethernet and we will get the MAC address. I will copy it and on the switch we will use the command interface FA0/1 port sheet port security MAC address, and we enter the 48-bit MAC address by paste here and then enter, and it's shown that the duplicate MAC address, so we will do show run. On port 0/1, we can see here we have no MAC address command on this port, so we should use a command do show MAC address table, do show MAC table, so we get the MAC address static. Okay, so it's the command is successful because we have just inserted the static MAC address for port 0/1 on the switch. Next, we will configure each active access port so that it will automatically add the MAC addresses the learned on the port to the running configuration. So we will add the sticky keyword on port 2, 10, and 24. Interface range sheet port port security MAC address sticky, and then we will create the traffic by adding the simple PDU from this PC to this PC and from this PC to this PC, and we can check for the running configuration, do show run. The fact generate zeros that too sticky, but no. Okay, so we do it again. We add the simple no. Maybe we have to ping from this PC and get the IP address. And then ping. Sorry, because we have created VLAN. So on this switch we cannot ping from this PC to this PC because it's on the different VLAN. So we should ping to the VLAN interface VLAN of the switch. See, do show IP interface brief to get the VLAN 99, for example, VLAN 99 or we will ping to the broadcast address uh, to get the for the switch to get the MAC address of a PC. For example, on switch 1 to get for the switch to get the MAC address of this PC. For 24, the management we will ping to the IP address of the management interface, ping 129.168.99.1. 129.168.99, no, 24. So let's check the switch. The 24, the 502, okay, sticky, 24, 24, okay. So do the same on the gigabit Ethernet. Sorry, the fast Ethernet 2, 10, and 24 for the switch to get the MAC address sticky from that host. Next, we will configure the port security violation mode to drop packets from MAC addresses that exceed the maximum and generate a seed-lock entry but not disable the ports. So we will interface range F0/1 0/2 10 and F0/24 sheet port security and violation. We have three modes. The first one is protect. This protect will drop the packets that violate the security setting, but no seed lock entry created. So we will choose the restrict mode. Restrict mode. On step 4, we will configure DHCP snooping. Firstly, we will configure the chunk ports on switch 1 as the trusted ports. So on switch 1, we will configure gigabit 0/1 and gigabit 0/2 as trusted ports. And the access port like 1, 2, 10, and 24 should be configured as untrusted port. IP, DHCP, snooping, trust. And then we limit the untrusted ports on switch 1 to 5 DHCP packets per second. We will have 4 untrusted ports. They are 1, 2, 10, and 24. Interface range IP, DHCP, snooping, limit, and rate to 5 packets per second. On switch 2, we will enable DHCP snooping globally and for VLAN 10, 20, and 99. So on switch 2, we enter the configuration mode and enable the DHCP snooping globally, IP DHCP snooping. And then we enter the feature for VLAN. Let me check 10, 20, and 99. 10, 20, and 99. On step 5, we will configure port fast and BPDU guard. Firstly, we will enable port fast on all the access ports that are in use on switch 1. So we enter a range of interface range, and spanning tree, port fast. And we get the message show that port fast have been configured on FastNet 24, 10, 2, and 1, and caution about using the port fast. Only use port fast for the access port, and be careful, no config this port, the chunk port as a port fast. And then we enable BPDU guard on all the access ports that are in use on switch 1. So the BPDU guard, the spanning tree, port fast, spanning tree, BPDU guard, enable. And lastly, we will configure switch 2 so that all access ports will use port fast by default. To do that on switch 2, we will enable the spanning tree, port fast default, so that is all for this activity guide. Thanks for watching.